Wow.
Oh my god, Ethan.
What an intro. We should have actually tried to call him.
There
was no effort.
I think he's in the car right now. He's driving home.
Oh, well, he doesn't really have.
He's actually here.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he just did it.
Ethan, you missed it. Sorry.
Oh.
Wait, you left my peekaboo door open.
What? No, I didn't. Oh my god.
Yes, you did.
Oh no.
This is your fault. People could have gotten in.
Ah, fuck. I didn't know how to close it. I thought I did close it.
Guys,
I'm sorry.
this is big news.
This is huge.
Bim is in Cincinnati. Can you tell?
I am in Ohio right now.
She's literally in Ohio. How does it feel?
I feel... I can't...
You feel like you've hit rock bottom?
Yeah, I can't say the joke I was going to say because I've said it too many times, but I feel like Livy Dunn is rising me up in Ohio with her yacht. That's what I feel like. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I've said it too many times. The joke is over. It's dead. But, I just
Glad you're aware. Yeah. Glad you're aware.
Yeah.
Wow. This is so exciting. I feel like I had something, actually kind of important to say before we started. But I think we might as well just jump right into it. No, I do. Do you want to know, how many people asked me, once they found out you're coming, if we're going to record a podcast?
Really? How many?
More than 2.
More than 2? Oh, my God.
More than 2, probably less than 5.
So, a 3?
3, probably,
maybe
I'd say.
4?
I don't remember who exactly asked, but...
That's crazy. I mean, it's big. It's huge.
This is a big thing.
This is actually huge.
I know. We need to get back into the swing of things.
I know. I've been missing it a lot
Me
recently.
too.
We were gonna do Halloweeny and then we just didn't.
We could run through a couple real quick.
We could, yeah, wait.
All right, let me open this little notes thing. We were gonna do Halloweeny, but unfortunately it did not come into fruition. Did you actually have a Halloween costume?
No, I didn't do anything.
Oh.
Yeah, there's only a couple things on
Where
here.
is it? Oh. Uncle Bobby? Oh, that's the... Whoa, sorry. That was the first thing I saw when I went to Spirit Halloween. There was just a mask of, an old man, and it was labeled Uncle Bobby.
What the fuck?
I don't understand why they landed on Uncle Bobby, of all things.
I mean, it's Uncle Bobby.
It could have been, old guy number 4, but...
Where's the other 3?
I don't know. One
Mr.
of these...
Guy. Mr. Guy and Mr. Cat. That's a duo costume.
You have to do it together.
You have to. I love Mr. Guy so much. I got a video message from him for my birthday.
It was a big day.
I love him.
The next one we can't read out loud because apparently the world isn't ready for it yet. Literally, it's been 20 years. Let's get over it.
Please. Can we just admit it's funny?
Don't let them have this power over you.
Exactly. It's the agenda. It's... Who knows? The soap.
Ben, would you like to describe the soap?
I think...
Have we spoken about the soap on the podcast?
I don't think so.
Let's do a little refresher.
I'll do a refresher. If you don't follow my Instagram and you don't want to read an essay on my Instagram, essentially last year I went hiking and there was this soap that smelled so good. So good. It smells like maraschino cherries, but really, really good. Mm-hmm. And I think it was definitely heightened because I had just been on the trail for 3 hours.
Yeah, so the
whole
thing
day
you
actually.
Smell.
Yeah, and it smelled so good. And it helped that I was in a bathroom. Previously I was pissing in a hole, so it's this was the peak.
This is the height of luxury.
And it was so good, and we wanted to have it for ourselves. Mm-hmm. So first I asked the maintenance man who was cleaning the bathroom, was do you know what soap is in here? He's no. And then we went home and I emailed customer service and I was do you guys know what the soap is? And she was I'll direct you to the people that know. And then they never responded. I was okay, whatever. So I posted on my Instagram the search for it, and Bestie Maddie replied, and she was I think it's this soap. And so I bought it and I used it and it was good. I didn't have any comparison to see if it was the soap or it wasn't. And then I went back. I hiked. We went to the same Appalachian Trail, and I was hiking it, and I brought baggies. I was prepared. I got a baggie of the soap, and I still have a baggie of that soap. so I could compare it with like the one that I had bought. And whenever I compare, and I hiked the whole way. It was the first thing we did. Like, it was literally the first bathroom we arrived at. I filled it up, so I had like a little baggie of soap in me, like, in my backpack. In my backpack for days, like when I was hiking. And so I finally got home. I compared it with the soap, and it wasn't the same as the fake soap, the knockoff soap that Bessie Maddie had suggested. But I still appreciate,
that's good.
Her trying. And so I decided to give it another shot in the dark. I emailed the people again, and it was the same lady who responded to me, and she was like, I'm so sorry, I thought that you got the email. Like, the person that knew had just replied to her and didn't also reply to me. So I could have known last year.
This is so sad.
And they responded with the soap was, it's Pearl Drop, MCP Pearl Drop, something like that. And I said on my Instagram that I bought it, but I actually didn't, and I still haven't bought it.
You liar.
I will buy it. I'll buy it sometime soon. But the reason I didn't buy it is because my credit card had, like, just expired or something. And I hadn't, like, called to, like, reactivate it or something. And so I was like, I'm too lazy to do this right now.
Not even for the soap?
I will. Maintenance Solutions Pearl Drop Pearlescent Lotion Hand Soap. And it's so good. I'm going to buy it. I will. But that's the soap. It smells so good. So I'm thinking you could just dress up as, like, you just wear, like a pearly, like, body soap. Like a...
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Like,
just lather yourself in the soap.
Yeah, and then wash your hands with the soap or wear, like, a cologne or something that maybe smells like it. I don't know. Like,
just down a bunch of maraschino cherries and head out.
Exactly. Just, like, have them in your pockets as well. Have the soap in your pockets as well. Like, just not in anything. Just, like...
And, like, you know how people do, like, a spit shake? Do that with the soap. That'll be good.
Yeah. That's the soap. I will buy it. I'll buy it soon. Oh, and then the Freddy Pillow Pet. I got the Freddy Pillow Pet, but I was, like, waiting for it for so long because... Like, this is a really good transition into our
I saw it on the list, and I was like, wow, look at us.
But, like, Pillow Pet, they made, like, a Freddy Fazbear Pillow Pet.
That's
and
terrifying.
I want it. Like, I remember I was first made aware of it because, like, JC sent me, like, they were like, he was like, look, they're going to do a Freddy Pillow Pet. And I was like, oh, my God. And I missed the drop. And then they were like, we're going to restock it in the first week of October. And then they didn't, and they were like, yeah, there was some, like, technical difficulties. I don't know, it was weird. And then they were like, so I signed up for, like, an email notification for when it got back in stock for 3 different emails. Because I was like, I
just had to have it.
Because it's so silly. I love it so much, but I ended up getting it. And it was, what's so messed up?
What's messed up?
The Instagram announced it first, like, I saw it on their Instagram first before I got the emails from my 3 separate emails. And the 3 separate emails that I signed up for, like, notifications, all were sent at, like, different times.
Oh, my God.
Like, it was so weird. I was like...
They cherry pick who gets the pillow pets?
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, this, like, sells out quick. Like, so if I didn't see that, I would not have gotten it.
Thank God you did all 3 emails.
It wasn't even the emails. That's what I'm saying. Not even the emails that helps me get it. It was the Instagram, yeah. But there it is.
Wow.
He's so silly.
He's just so beautiful.
Yeah. Pillow Pet, they've gotten cheap. They've gotten smaller. Like, I compared it with the Pillow Pet I've had since I was a child, like the B one, and it's, like, significantly smaller. I was like, this is weird.
I would have pegged you for a ladybug pillow pet gal.
Ethan had that one, I think. I can't remember. Yeah. We all got pillow pets for, like, one Christmas, I remember, and we got to open them on Christmas Eve. And I forget, Elliot had the penguin.
So true. That checks out. Jason had the unicorn, I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I had the duck, and I also had a little mini giraffe one.
I had a mini ladybug.
There it is.
Yeah, but that was, like, something different. It was, like, at a pageant, someone left it outside my door as, like, a random act of kindness gift.
Oh, that's adorable.
It's like a mini one. Yeah. Right? What did maybe Ethan had a monkey. I don't know. I can't remember.
Elliot having the penguin just, like, is just so real.
Yeah. Elliot had the penguin.
He would.
Yeah. All right. This leads us into our topic.
Oh yes, the pillow
for
pets.
today. The
Freddy Fazbear pillow pet.
Long ago, Charlotte made a promise to me.
When was this promise?
You said that if you got to do a Taylor Swift podcast, I got to do a Five Nights at Freddy's podcast.
And the day of reckoning is upon us.
It is here. It is finally here, just in time for the movie. It's actually a little late. The movie came out last week.
Yeah, well, in my defense, well, in Bim's defense, sorry, is what I meant. She wanted to record it last week, but I had a show last weekend.
Yeah, it was originally scheduled for the 22nd.
October 22nd. It was in my Google Calendar.
I know. It was supposed to be, like, the week before the movie so you could get, like, prepared for it, but then I just was not ready. The project became a lot bigger than expected. As you can see, it's slide 119. So I was
119 slides. I have no idea how long this is gonna be.
When I presented it the first time, it was like 2 hours.
Damn.
I'll try and condense it.
Okay.
But yeah, so it became a lot bigger than I expected, so it did not end up happening on October 22nd.
But now, so we were going to like screen record it, but now I'm just thinking shareable link in the description.
Yeah, I'll put the link for the slides.
Follow along.
Yeah. So this is the Five Nights at Freddy's lore by Emily McNeil.
Open the slides now.
All right. Yeah. So we're in slide 2, the game. So basically, I'm splitting this up into 2 different sections where I'm going to be explaining the games and like the lore in the games and the gameplay so you can understand, because if I go straight into the story, it's not gonna make any sense.
It probably won't.
So I'll be explaining the games first and then explaining, like, putting it all together,
like Matt Pat.
Like Matt Pat.
Matt
exactly.
Pat would be proud.
Okay, so first we have FNAF 1. So FNAF 1 was released in August of 2014 by Scott Cawthon. This was supposed to be his final game. He used to make like Christian games, and he made this one that was like really creepy. It was called Shipper and Sons, and he basically, like, everyone was like, oh my god, this is so creepy and weird, and it looks like weird animatronics, and he got all depressed. He's like, oh, everyone hates my game, and he's like, what if I used this, like, to my advantage? Like, if it looks creepy, why don't I make the game creepy? So he did. So this is important because everyone's like, oh, he had the story figured out from the beginning. No, he didn't. This was his last-ditch effort. This is supposed to be his last game.
Wow.
And it wasn't, because it was so popular, because it was, like, the scariest game in years. So it's set in 2003 or 1993. It's hard to say which one.
Why is, like, how do you know this, that it's set in 2003, even though it was made in 2014?
Because of the paycheck that you get, it's like people calculate like the minimum wage, but also there's like a thing where it says it's like 20 years ago the like pizzeria used to be popular, and if it were set in 1993, that would like predate, like 20 years before 1993 would be like the 70s, and that like predates when Five Nights at Freddy's would have been like, or like Freddy Fazbear's Pizza would have been popular, because like we find out there's like other locations that were like happening in the 80s.
Okay.
So if it were like 20 years beforehand, it wouldn't make any sense for it to be in 1993. So it's either 1993 or like 2003. People aren't really sure. So here's our cast of characters. We have Freddy, Chica, Bonnie, and Foxy. Freddy, Chica, and Bonnie all stay on stage, and Foxy kind of like is off to the side.
Tell yourself, I am 100% Foxy.
Dude, I'm Chica.
So real.
I love Chica. She's so girly pop. She loves
Grayson
makeup.
is Bonnie if I've ever seen one. No, Grayson's Freddy.
Grayson, yeah, I was going to say, Grayson is so Freddy.
JC could be Foxy, too.
I think...
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll come back.
Yeah. There's so many animatronics, so we'll be able to tag ourselves a lot.
Places to go.
So basically, the gameplay of it is you play as Mike Schmidt. It's an important name. Who's like a night guard at like a very run-down Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, which is like a Chuck E. Cheese, style pizzeria. So you are trained with these pre-recorded, which is also important, tapes from Phone Guy. He doesn't actually have a name. And, Phone Guy, his famous quote, the animatronics do get a bit quirky at night, and they are trying to kill you because they're trying to stuff you in and like a suit because they see you as a naked endoskeleton, and that's like not allowed. Like the endoskeleton is what goes inside
Like the robot parts inside the fursuit?
Yeah. So it's like, you know, they're inside there. So they're putting you in the suit, but, like, the suit also has some mechanics in it, and so that, like, kills you.
So we don't know who Phone Guy is?
No, you never find out. He's kind of just, like, an employee.
Okay.
Like...
Is he, like, supposed to be, like, the day guy, or is, like, the last night shift guy?
Yes. Well, I have a whole section on him.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you're getting ahead of yourself. Okay, so... there are these newspaper that randomly appear, and they tell the story of 5 children who go missing in the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza location, like the pizzeria. And on the security cameras, they found out that it was an employee wearing a suit of the company mascot. They didn't say which one in the like the actual newspapers, but they charged someone because, like, they saw him on the security cameras, but they never found the bodies, so he was let go, which is, like, so stupid because, like, why would you let him go? Like, it's obviously he did it. But anyway, over time, the pizzeria was shut down because they found that, like, the animatronics were leaking blood and mucus from their eyes and mouth. So let's use our deductive reasoning skills. They never found the bodies.
The bodies are in the things.
So he hid the bodies in the animatronics.
Okay.
So that's, like, the main, like, lore. So this is kind of like your little phone guy. Wait. I put, like, a little... Play it. I don't know. I put a little... I don't know how to make it play. But, oh, God. Jesus Christ. What did I just do?
Did you put the audio in?
Yeah, I put an audio of him going, hello, hello, hello. Yeah. But basically, he was the previous night guard before you. Whenever he's calling, like, he's recording these, like, little messages, he was finishing up his last week.
Okay.
So you learn about the bite of 87, where someone was bitten by an animatronic and they lived. They just bit off their frontal lobe. Because he's like, it's amazing that the human body can live without their frontal lobe. So the bite of 87 victim lived, which is important.
Okay.
And so there are, like, other night guards before you that have mysteriously left. Obviously, they probably died too. And on the second to last night, Phone Guy also dies.
Oh, damn.
And he is, like, stuffed into one of the suits because he's, like, panicking. He's like, you should probably go check the room in the back. I always wonder what was in those suits. Like, he's, you know, acting all, like, you know, suspicious. And then you hear, like, Freddy's, like, little dun, 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 and, like, his, you know, music box or whatever. And then...
like that. So, like, the Phone Guy's tapes those are his 13 Reason Why tapes.
Exactly.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, so he's literally recording his, like, last couple days alive.
Wow.
So I guess if I was actually presenting this was supposed to be, like, a big reveal. It's like it was a blank slide and then Golden Freddy fades in. But basically, I lied. There's a 5th animatronic.
Okay.
And it is Golden Freddy. And he appears randomly in your office. And whenever he appears, there are these sayings everywhere that says, "It's me. It's me. It's me." Like on the posters, and then, like, it literally just appears, like, all over your screen. And they can appear, like, "It's me" can appear everywhere. So that's Golden Freddy, and then whenever he jump scares you, the game crashes.
Oh.
So that's Five Nights at Freddy's 1. So.
But, like, the objective is to make it through 7 nights, right?
Yeah, you do get fired.
Oh.
I didn't put this on the slides, but if you make it through all the way, you're fired, and the reasons why you're fired is odor and tampering with the animatronics.
Oh.
Which becomes important later.
Okay. So your reward for doing your job is getting fired.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
So, FNAF 2 was released super soon after... So this is November 2014, so it's been a couple months since the first game, which is a crazy development time. Like, most games take, like a year or so to develop. This came out, like, a couple months after the first game. So it's a prequel set in 1987. Does this ring a bell?
The Bite of 87.
The Bite of 87. So... First, we have the toy animatronics. So these animatronics, Toy Chica is the hot one. Look at, oh my god.
She's ready to party.
No, she is. But these animatronics are embedded with a security system. They have a criminal database in, like, their head or whatever, where they can, like, identify criminals and like stop them from leaving the restaurant. Like they have a security system.
Okay.
Basically, it's because like they are, trying to stop.
People
like,
are dining and dashing.
No, there's kids are getting murdered.
Oh.
Kids are dying.
Oh, people are getting stuffed in suits.
Yeah.
Got it.
So they're trying to stop that. So there are the withered animatronics. So this is a prequel, but we learned that there was another location before this. I'll have like a visualization because it gets confusing. So these are the animatronics from the first Freddy's location. So there's the first Freddy's location, and then the one that this one's in, and then the Five Nights at Freddy's one. We'll get to it later. But these are the original animatronics, and they're just kind of creepy.
They're old.
They're old, exactly.
They're withered.
That's what they're called, withered. And then there's like these brand new ones.
JC's Balloon Boy. No, sorry, that's Steven.
Oh my god, Steven is so Balloon Boy. Oh my god, he's so Balloon Boy coded. The puppet is very important. We'll find out later. And then there's just the creepy ones. There's Shadow Bonnie, Shadow Freddy, and then Withered Golden Freddy. So, there's that stuff. Anyway, so gameplay, it's pretty much the same game as the first one. There's just a lot more, like, things you have to worry about. You have, like, there's no doors, so you have to, like, wear a mask to hide from them. They're still trying to kill you because they want to, stuff you in a suit. Yeah, so it's pretty much the same thing. So,
is it implied that, the suits are like haunted or they've like come to life, or like what's their motivation?
So the whole reason they walk around, Phone Guy in the first game, he says that they walk around, or they used to be able to walk around during the day, but they stopped that because of the bite of 87.
Okay.
But they still need to like walk around at night, or else their servos will lock up.
Okay.
So that's why the company's like, oh yeah, we let them walk around. They're in like free roam mode at night.
Okay.
So they like move to the sounds and stuff like that. So they're like trying to find kids to like, talk to them or whatever. So that's like the, the company's reason for why they walk around, is because they don't want them to like, their servos to freeze up or whatever.
Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah.
But they just end up wanting to kill people.
Exactly, because they're also like, possessed. So this game introduced the mini games, which is like a series long, like all lore basically is introduced by these mini games.
Okay.
So the first one is Take Cake to the Children. So you play as Freddy, and he's like handing out cake to all these bratty children. And outside of the restaurant, you can see there's a kid all alone, and then this purple car drives up. A purple man comes out and kills the kid.
Oh my god.
And then he gets in the car and drives away. So this is the first murder that happens at Freddy's Fazbear's Pizza.
But it happened outside.
It did happen outside. Yeah, we'll learn more about this and the motivations and learn who Purple Guy is. So this is the introduction of Purple Guy. So then there's the Save Them minigame. You play as Freddy, and you're following the puppet around, and she's taking you around to all these rooms with dead kids. See that little guy slumped over?
Yeah.
This little guy slumped over. So there's dead children everywhere.
God.
So, yeah, and then whenever you follow, if you, like, choose to not, follow the puppet, you can, like, kind of walk around the restaurant, but there's a chance that Purple Guy will come out and then disassemble Freddy. And as you're walking around, there's a really creepy voice that, I think it's the puppet's voice. It spells out "Save Them."
Oh.
And then whenever Purple Guy disassembles Freddy, it says "You can't." So that's Save Them. And then there's Give Gifts, Give Life. So you play as the puppet, and you're like giving gifts to these like dead kids. See, there's like a transition. There's an image under this, but basically, these are all like dead kids. They're like slumped over, and you're giving them gifts. And as you give them gifts, the Freddy's characters' heads appear on them. And then whenever you do the fourth one, there's like for a split second, a fifth dead kid comes up, and then Golden Freddy jumps out, like jump scares you from the dead kid that appears.
Okay. That's definitely a metaphor for stuffing dead kids and these little animatronic bodies.
There's something going on. So, so this like implies that the puppet is the one that's giving them life. Like, the puppet is the first.
Because you play as the puppet in the minigame.
Yeah, you play as the puppet, and you're giving them gifts. So the puppet is already like animated and like moving around and stuff because she's the first dead kid, which is the one that was killed outside of the restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Again, we'll learn more about that later. So, then you play as Foxy. Foxy's Foxy Go Go Go. You come out of, like, his cove, and he's greeting, like, these 5 kids, and they celebrate. And then the third time you do this, Purple Guy is standing outside of Pirate's Cove, and he's smiling. And whenever you go, all 5 kids are dead. So, basically, this introduces Purple Guy. He's our murderer. This is a close-up on him. We know that he's an employee because he wears this security badge. This thing in his hand is like a hand crank or something like that. At least that's what it's, like, theorized to be. No one really knows. Everyone thought it was a phone for a while, but, like, it's not a phone. So Phone Guy is back. He's still dead, but, like, this is a prequel. Mm-hmm. So
he's not dead yet.
He's not dead yet. So basically, we learned a lot from these phone calls. That we learned that there was an old restaurant that was shut down for having a bad reputation. And that the withered animatronics are taken from that location. And they're smelly, which is important. Night 3, we find out that someone has tampered with the toy animatronics facial recognition system, and now the animatronics are acting aggressive towards staff. Night 4, we learn that there's a criminal investigation going on. Night 5, the building is on lockdown and no employees are allowed to leave. And then night 6, the place shut down because someone used a spare yellow suit in the back, and now none of the animatronics are acting right. And so then the night guard before you had been asked to move to the day shift, and then he mysteriously left. And then, so you were moved to the day shift because he's gone now. So you go to the day shift, and then it's implied, basically, that you were the bite victim. Jeremy. Like, you play as Jeremy Fitzgerald in this game, and it's implied that Jeremy Fitzgerald is the bite victim.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, if we put together the context clues, the animatronics are acting weird towards staff, and you are instructed to stay close to the animatronics, so you are the only one staying close to the animatronics. They're aggressive towards staff, so...
Yeah, and now you're on the day shift.
Yeah, so...
This is prime time.
You get bitten. So Jeremy survives. But you play a 7th night for, like, custom night, where you can, like, choose the aggressiveness. And for that one, you play as Fritz Smith, I think. And he's fired for tampering with the animatronics and odor. So, something's going on here. So yeah, this is the firing of Fritz Smith. First day on the job, he gets fired.
Maybe, like, and then the second guy gets fired for the same things. Maybe, like, at that point, you gotta take a long, hard look in the mirror. Say, what am I doing? Maybe I smell bad.
Oh, you think it's 2 different guys?
Well, yeah. Fritz and... Whoa.
I don't know.
Well, isn't it, like, 20 years apart?
Yeah, it is. We'll find out later.
Okay.
We'll find out later. So, the withered animatronics are saved to be repurposed for the FNAF 1 location. So this is just a visualization of the timeline here. Fredbear's Family Diner, I forgot to mention this. Phone Guy mentions trying to get in contact with the old owners who owned Fredbear's Family Diner. So we know that there's Fredbear's Family Diner. I stole this image from Game Theory. So there's Fredbear's Family Diner. And then the first location that was shut down for having a bad reputation. And then there's the location from Five Nights at Freddy's 2 that was shut down because of the bite of 87. And there was the location from Five Nights at Freddy's 1 that was shut down because of, like, bad reputation.
Okay.
So, that's our little timeline. So then there's FNAF 3. It was supposed to be the last game. It's 30 years in the future, so it's either 2033 or 2023, whichever theory you believe. There's some people who even think it's in 2015. So no one really knows when it is, but basically you have the phantom animatronics that don't actually kill you. They're just, like, hallucinations, and they, like, make the game harder for you. But the only real animatronic is Springtrap. So we'll learn more about that later. So I love Springtrap also, by the way. I am a big fan of Springtrap.
Like, that's genuinely terrifying.
It really is. Like, he looks disgusting. I really, one sec. I'm gonna Google it right now. Let's see, Springtrap, one sec. Trap. Rare screens. Like, these, look at this.
Ew.
Oh, okay, wait. Let me just actually, like, look at that.
That's just so scary.
You see there's a person in there.
Oh.
That is a person.
Like that. I can see flesh and bone.
Look, there it is again. There is a person.
Oh, there's like teeth in there.
Mm-hmm. So there's someone inside this animatronic, so we'll learn more. I love Springtrap. So you play as the security guard at Fazbear's Frights, which is basically like a horror attraction based on Five Nights, like not like Fredbear's Pizza and stuff. So this is like before it opens. So you have Phone Dude, and he basically is like the owner or like a worker or whatever, and he tells you like that they found this old boarded up room at an old Freddy's location, and they found a real animatronic, which is Springtrap. So they found this animatronic in a boarded up room, as well as Phone Guy. They found a bunch of training tapes that were like made by Phone Guy. Mm-hmm. And we learned about these spring lock suits, where it's suits that double as an animatronic and a suit. So whenever it's in animatronic mode, all of the like metal parts are like out or whatever, and you can like crank the locks, like the
a crank, like Purple Guy. Oh damn!
So you can like crank it back, so that way the like metal parts are pushed back with springs, so a person can get in there and wear the suit. But these are very like delicate, and like any wrong mood or like move or like moisture will set them off.
Oh,
so you don't want to be in that suit when that happens. So we learned that every Freddy's location has this like secret safe room that's invisible to like the cameras and the animatronics, and like no one knows that it's there. And so we learn through one of the like tapes that the spring lock chutes should no longer be used after an incident of multiple spring lock failures at a sister location. And then you're supposed to use the old suits, and you're not supposed to question how relevant they are. So we'll learn about what this means in like multiple games. And then we also learned that the spring Bonnie suit has been noticeably moved, and then they seal the safe room. So this is the Springtrap is the spring Bonnie suit. This is Bonnie.
Okay.
This is Golden Bonnie. So there are more mini games. Basically, all of the like mini games, you have to like do these weird things to like try and play them, but you all play as like a different character and give cake to a dead kid. And then if you do all of that, you get this mini game called Happiest Day, where like there's a bunch of children all together, and then there's this one kid at the front with Golden Freddy, like his mask on, and all of like the kids have these masks of like all the like animatronics, and you give the final cake to him, and all of the masks float down, and like the kids disappear and all the masks float down. Mm-hmm. So there are more night mini games. These ones you basically play as different like animatronics, going down, like trying to enter this room up here, like up at the top, and then once you like reach here, Purple Guy comes out of the room and disassembles you. So this is a YouTube video. I'll just look it up so we can watch it right here. Whoa there. But basically this is like the ending. Let me look it up. Let's see, FNAF 3, because this is just important to like see. You have to witness it.
Mm-hmm. Everyone look up FNAF 3 ending on YouTube.
Let me see. Let me like good ending.
FNAF 3 ending, good ending.
Where? I don't want to see. No, I don't want the music.
We don't want the music.
I just want to see the actual ending. Okay. Is this gonna be actually?
Whoa. Captain Marvel. They're still making Marvel movies? How?
Dude, I don't know. Okay, please tell me this is just gonna be...
Hey guys, it's Gas 4.
Literally shut up.
I'm here today to show you how to do the good ending on the new...
Okay, please don't be talking.
We don't need a tutorial. We just want to see. Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, this is it. This is it.
Oh. Oh, purple guy's in the suit.
Mm-hmm.
He's bouncing his head. Oh! Oh! Spring lock failure, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oh.
So, then you get this screen with, okay, so basically what we just saw was the 5 dead souls like enter the secret safe room, and there's purple guy in there, and he runs, he's like being chased by these dead souls, and he goes in the springlock suit to hide, but it was raining. I don't know if you could tell, it was raining, so the moisture made the spring locks.
Oh.
And he was spring locked. So this is the good ending. As you can see, the heads don't have, like, the lights aren't on in the heads, but then on the bad ending, the lights are on.
Oh.
So basically this means that, like, the souls have been, you only get the good ending if you do happiest day.
Okay.
So basically what this is interpreted as is, like, the souls being set free in the good ending, and the bad ending, the souls are still there. So the bad ending is canon, I'm pretty sure. It's not completely confirmed, but, like, I believe that the bad ending is canon. So you get, at the end, this newspaper clipping that Fazbear Frights has burned to the ground, but if you brighten the image, you can see that Springtrap survives. So we've learned that Purple Guy is in Springtrap. So the body that we see inside
is Purple Guy.
Is Springlock, like Springtrap is Purple Guy. So that's really fun.
Isn't he like a murderer?
Yeah. So the movie is announced at this point in the timeline in April of 2015.
And it just came out.
It just came out. So this is how long I've been waiting for this movie. So FNAF 4 was released in July of 2015. So some time. Like, it's been some time. And it was actually released because people thought that the Springtrap, basically, like, this, people were like, the Springtrap jump scare isn't scary enough. And Scott was like, okay, I'll make a really scary game then. And so he creates these nightmare animatronics, which look freaky, very, very scary. More scary animatronics. These guys.
Balloon Boy.
Nightmare Balloon Boy, yeah, this... Look at him.
Terrifying.
But basically, you play as a child having a nightmare, and you fend off the nightmarish versions of the animatronics, and they're trying to kill you. And every night, before every night, it says, like, 5 days until the party. So there's like a rare chance you can see next to the bed that these pills appear. There's also, like, an IV that appears, and a like flowers on, like, the side of your bed.
Kid's got cancer.
So, I don't know. We'll see. So we have more in-game lore mini-games, and these are, like, super controversial. So basically, the first night, like, you have this little Fredbear plush, and he's, like, talking to you. And he says, what did he do this time? He locked you in your room again. Don't be scared. I'm here with you. And if you, like, come to, like, one of these, like, to the little plushies in the back, he says, like, you say, these are my friends. And then whenever you try and escape and, like, get out of the room, you just, like, cry. For night 2, you can now walk around the house, and then your brother scares you. Night 3, you're, like, trapped in the restaurant, and you're trying to get out. And, like, Fredbear says, he left without you. He knows that you hate it here, so this kid does not like Fredbears. And we call him the crying child. I abbreviated to CC in the, notes or whatever. So, CC, the crying child. He sees this little scene happening where a purple guy, like, puts like someone in a suit, and there, look, as you can see, like, so there's someone in this suit, and you can tell that it's like a springlock suit because you can like see the metal parts of it. So this is Fredbear's Family Diner, because Fredbear's Family Diner is the only one that like had springlock suits. So this is very early in the timeline. So Cece, like crying child, cries. And then night 4, you can now leave the restaurant. And as you're like walking home, there's a bunch of kids that are like bullying you, basically. And they like, they're saying like, oh, are you excited for the party? It's your party. Like, so this party that they're counting down to is his birthday. And then whenever you get home, your other older brother scares you again. So now, before night 5, crying child is locked in one of the back rooms. What is that? What is sticking out of that suit?
It looks like hair.
It does look like hair. I don't know. We'll see. So, he's locked in there. Then one sec, okay. Now, we'll do the pre-night 6 minigame. We have to watch this.
Markiplier?
Mm-hmm. Okay. This one's important. So look up Markiplier Was That the Bite of 87 original clip. If you'd like to watch along.
Please do. And
Yeah.
it's starting
now.
Hey guys, I think the little man said he wants to give Fredbear a big kiss. On 3, 1, 2. Was that the bite of 87?
So, no. This has become a meme. It's not the bite of 87 because... Actually, I'll explain it later. So, after night 6... so basically, whenever all of the characters speak in the mini games, there's like different text colors. So you can tell who's speaking right now. You're in like a black void, and the brother says, "Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. I'm sorry." Fredbear says, "You're broken. We're still your friends. Do you still believe that? I'm still here." And then an unknown color, text color that has never been used before, says, "I will put you back together." And then you hear like a flat line. So the kid just died. So this is not the Bite of 87 victim, because as we know, the Bite of 87 victim lives. And also, it's covered up over here, but basically, like, in one of the night mini games, the TV says Fredbear and Friends 1983, and this was confirmed later by Scott himself, that, like, the game is set in 1993. So this is 83. This is the Bite of 83.
Okay.
So it's not the Bite of 87, it's the Bite of 83. This is important. So at the end, there's this stupid box that everyone still debates on, and it has literally, like, Scott Cawthon has said that the contents of the box have been retroactively changed. So it says, perhaps some things are best left forgotten for now. So no one knows what's in this box. To this day, no one knows what's in this box.
Maybe not even Scott.
I don't know. Like, Scott made this big post that said that, he was basically, like, mad that people were, like, figuring out his games too easily. So he made this game, and he said that the box are the pieces put together. And he'll, like, reveal what's in the box when people put the pieces together. But no one has done, like he said, like, no one figured it out. So, at least at the time of that post. And he said he'll probably never reveal what's in the box, which, like,
That's
okay.
stupid.
So this is another update of the timeline. We're putting FNAF 4. This happens at Fredbear's Family Diner. But there's, like, multiple, like, franchises open at the same time. So Fredbear's Family Diner is open at the same time as, like, this defunct location. So, yeah. Because it's, like, a big, like, we learned that, like, Fredbear's is, like, a big series now. They had, like, a whole TV show, and, like, the restaurant was huge, so, yeah. So then, he released a book, The Silver Eyes, so it's not canon, but it's set in the same universe. So what this means is like, if you can fly in that universe, like in the book, that means that in the games you can fly. So like the things that happen aren't like exactly canon, but like it's in the same universe. So basically we learn about this guy named Henry, who is a co-founder of Freddy's, and he's like the main character's dad. And he is accused of like being the murderer, and so he kills himself because he's like being accused of this. Like he lets an animatronic kill him. And then we have Dave. His real name is William Afton, and he's like pretending to be a security guard. And we learn that his real name is William Afton, and he's the other co-creator, and he is the true killer. Like he's Purple Guy. So now we know the name of Purple Guy. His name is William Afton. So then there's FNAF World. It's an RPG. It's like a total like random game. Was very unpopular. But basically, okay, I wish I could remove this. How do I? I want to, come on, whatever. The pictures, because it's not like presenting. I want to remove the pictures. But basically, I'm only going to go over a few things. I'm not going to go everything. I'm just going to go over some of the endings. So there's this drowning ending. So you enter Old Man Consequence's lake, and there's this old guy, kind of looks like an alligator, and he's fishing, and he's like, I'm sorry to say that you've gone too deep into the code. I'm not going to explain what that means. There's no way back out. My name is Old Man Consequences. Come have a seat and let's fish for a while. You have nowhere else to go. But if you, like, glitch into the lake, you get this screen where it's, like, two figures being, like, you know, comforted by one big figure over, like, what they think is a TV screen. Like, this screen is, like, flashing. What is this? I don't know. I really have no idea. And then there's the clock ending where it's like the same color of like screen or whatever for like it says like I will put you back together from FNAF 4, and it's like the same voice, and they're saying like we're still your friends, do you still believe that? The pieces are in place for you, all you have to do is find them, rest. So this is kind of like going back to like what Scott had said, like the box is like with the pieces put together, and like people found in like the code like that like some of the unused files was the box opened, but like there was nothing in it. Like it didn't show what was actually in the box. So people think that like if people found the pieces, like this would have revealed what was in the box, but no one found the pieces. And then there's Desk Man. So the like FNAF World had like an update. And so basically you can enter, I don't remember how you get here, but basically you go in there and there's this guy at a desk and he's like, what are you doing here? I'm busy, like I'm making this game. He's just yapping a lot. And he's like, such like weird deep quotes. It's a vicious cycle, you know, but then most things in life are. Pendulum swings one way and then it swings the other. We're returning to darkness. Something terrible is coming. And then he says, I've made something terrible. Her name is Baby. It's too late to deactivate her. I'm sorry. And then this like pool of blood appears like on his desk. So like we think that he killed himself. So people think that this is either like a mirror of Henry from the games or from the book, or it's like Scott Cawthon himself, because he's like talking about like games, like you deactivated my game. You like went too far into the code or whatever. So then we have Sister Location. It's, like, really, really different from all the other games. It's, like, a whole different structure. Basically, you play as Michael Afton, which we'll find out later, but you are, like, in Circus Baby's Pizza Rental, where it's, like, a rental service for these, like, circus-themed animatronics. So you, like, you're following instructions from this robot, and he's, like, telling you what to do to, like, take care of the animatronics and, like, fix them or whatever. And then whenever you're, like, done, you go home and you watch, like, a TV show. So this is, like, the Funtime animatronics, Baby, Ballora. Ballora is important because she, like, sings this song, and she's like, why do you hide inside your walls? No more joy, an empty something, I don't know, like it's basically, people think that it's like William Afton's wife. It's like a representation of her, because like he's like, you know, consumed with work or whatever.
You mean killing people?
Yeah. And then there's these guys. Ennard is a like a conglomeration of all of the other animatronics. I'll explain it later. So basically, if on the final night, Baby tells you to like follow her, but if you ignore her instructions, you get the good ending, which is not canon. So you basically go into the private room and you play like a FNAF like style game where you're like defending from animatronics. And there's this like, I'm so mad that I can't move these images. Basically, there's like this screen, and if you type 1983 on the screen, you get this, and you can see the floor plans. And this is the FNAF 4 house, like the faded regions. So like the main like white ones are like the baby pizza rentals like location, but these faded regions are the FNAF 4 house, because like you can see like that's the room, and then there's like 2 like hallways, and then like this is also like you can see it in one of the mini games. So yeah, this is like the FNAF 4 house. So basically, and there's also the Fredbear plush from FNAF 4 is like there with like a little remote in his hand. So it's like theorized that like the Freddy plush was like a baby cam basically, and like had like eyes, and that's why he could like talk. So it was like William Afton like speaking.
Oh,
like,
okay.
through it. So we learned that Circus Baby's Pizza Rentals is under the FNAF 4 house. So at the end, if you follow Baby's instructions, you go into the scooping room and you get scooped. So you get like your guts scooped out, and then Ennard is put in there.
Oh.
So and then you like look in the mirror and there's this. So yeah, but like basically Baby gives this speech and she's like, we're stuck down here, like we want to like go out in the world, but like if we go out there, like, you know, people are gonna look at us weird, but like if we are in a person, then we can go out there. So
this is scary.
then we get these night mini games where Michael is like walking down the street, and like at first he's like all normal, and everyone's waving to him, but he slowly starts to turn purple. And then at the end, you can see that he's like literally purple, and he throws up Ennard. He like throws up the endoskeleton inside of him, and then he falls to the ground, and then Baby's voice says, "You won't die, you won't die, you won't die," and then he like rises again. So he's alive. He's alive.
He's alive.
But he's like literally purple. So then there's every night you can hear this like little British girl's voice, and she's like, "Daddy, why won't you let me play with her?" So basically Baby, she tells this story to you where she was only open like to the public for one day, and she was like counting the children, and when there was one child left, she was like, I felt like I was not in control, and then I like brought out ice cream, and then I heard screaming, and then it was gone. So then we see this in a mini game where this little blonde girl goes up to Baby and then gets scooped by her and like dies. So this is, and then like we know that this girl, Elizabeth is her name, possesses Baby because Baby's eyes like changed color. Like before they were blue and now they're green.
Ooh.
And like the little girl's eye color is green. So we basically learn that the family from FNAF 4 is the Afton family. So Crying Child is William Afton's son. The older brother is Michael, who you play as right now. And then like Michael has this monologue, and he's like, "Father, it's me, Michael," which is like the scariest part of FNAF is that the Aftons are British. But so like we find out because like the little girl was British. She was like, "Daddy, why won't you let me play with her?" Because like this is, and she's like, "Didn't you make her just for me?" So like we learned that like she is the daughter of the creator of these animatronics. So obviously that means it's like William Afton. So basically, he gives this long speech, and he's like, I did it. I found it. It was right where you said it would be. They were all there, but they didn't recognize me at first. They thought I was you, and I found her. I put her back together, just like you asked me to. She's free now, but something is wrong with me. I should be dead. I've been living in the shadows. There's only one thing left for me to do. I'm going to come find you. And then Springtrap, like, rises. And he, like, comes up. So basically, we learn that, like, Michael, like, has been scooped or whatever, and he's, like, living in the shadows because he's, like, literally purple. So, yeah. So, like, this is basically the story of, like, the Aftons. So this was, like, very confusing. When I first gave the lecture, I don't think I explained it enough, but, like, so the kid from FNAF 4 is like the purple guy's son. And then purple guy's son is also Michael. And then purple guy's daughter is Baby. Her name is Elizabeth, but she is in Baby. And then Michael is literally purple. And then Crying Child is in Golden Freddy. So that's like...
Michael is newly purple.
Yes, he's literally purple.
But William Afton was purple guy.
Right.
In quotation marks.
Because, like...
And he's in Springtrap.
Purple guy, William Afton, is in Springtrap.
And when is this whole thing going down? Is this after the bite of 83, or is it pre?
It's so confusing. I explain it, like, in the end.
Okay.
Like, when Sister Location happens, because, like, it'll make sense.
Okay.
So then there's the Twisted One books. I'm actually not going to go over it, except for the fact that there are these, like, illusion discs.
Okay.
That, like, make you hallucinate, basically. Like, the sound makes you hallucinate images, which becomes, like, important later. And then they, like, the animatronics, like, bury themselves and then, like, come out at night. I don't know, it's stupid. So then this is, like it was, like, a prank, basically. Like, Scott was like, oh, look, I have this new, like, Pizzeria Tycoon game. And then it was actually FNAF 6. So, you play as Michael Afton, creating it doesn't outright say that it's Michael Afton, but you find out later. So you were creating, like, a new pizzeria, and you, like, fill the pizzeria with, like, items that can make it successful. And then every night you could check the back alley for, like, these old animatronics. And you, like, can salvage them. And then, like, at night, you, like, fend off from these animatronics that you just salvaged. And you're given instructions from Cassette Man.
Oh, Cassette.
So you get, like, a bunch of new animatronics. Like, a bunch of them. So the only ones... these are the important ones down here. But basically, these new ones that are introduced, these little guys right here, the mediocre melodies... These, I don't know if you remember, in FNAF 3, like, Phone Guy told you to use the old suits. These are the old suits, because he's like, don't question how relevant they are.
Oh, okay.
So these are basically, like, the old, I'll explain later. Mr. Hippo is my favorite. And this is the hot chica. They gave her titties. It was awesome.
They really did.
So these are the important ones. These are the ones that you,
Scrap Trap is on something else.
Scrap Trap is so ugly. Like, he looks like a peanut. Like, he's Springtrap. But basically, these are the, like, animatronics that you can, like, salvage. Is Scrap Baby, Scrap Trap, Molten Freddy. So Molten Freddy is, what's it called? The guy from Sister Location. The one...
Michael?
Ennard. He's Ennard.
Oh, Ennard. Okay.
Because basically on the, like, Scott's website, he's, like, you find out that there's, like, they're having a conversation between Baby and the, like, Ennard, and Ennard kicks Baby out and is like, we don't want you anymore in our little amalgamation. Like, you need to go on your, like, by yourself. We don't like you. So Scrap Baby, like, she has to, like, build herself again. And then Lefty is built to, like, encapsulate the puppet. So yeah, these are the important ones. So basically, there are more mini-games. This mini-game is the security puppet one, and you play as the puppet looking for children with green wristbands. And you can see outside, like, out through the window, there's a child with a green wristband, and she's stuck outside. And it's raining, and whenever you finally go outside, it's too late. and she's dead. You can see her, like...
It was raining in that one when purple guy killed the... Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm. And then the puppet, like, crawls over and, like, hugs her. And then they become one. And as you can see right here, there's, like, tire tracks. So this is, like, a high-quality version of William's first murder.
This is the crime scene.
Yes, so this, like, shows... It basically confirms that the very first, like, child is, like, inhabited... Like, her soul is in the puppet. Because the puppet goes outside and, like, you know, hugs her. And then there's the Midnight Motorist minigame. It's really hard to explain without, like, seeing the pictures because they're all, like, covering everything up. But basically you play as this orange man driving a purple car. So now there's Orange Man. Basically, people think it's Purple Guy, but it's raining. And the source code says later that night. So, like, people think that this happens right after he kills.
Okay.
For the first time. And so he comes home. First, he stops by this bar called Junior's, and they deny him, and they're like, you can't come in here. At least people know if it's a bar. People know if it's a bar, but it says Junior's, and, like, people think it's a bar because, like, why are you being, like, denied or whatever? So people think, like, he's an alcoholic, and he comes home, and there's this little bald person watching TV, and they say, leave him alone, he had a rough day. And then Orange Man goes and bangs on his child's door, and he's like, let me in, like, you little freak, like, let me in, this is my house. And then he goes outside, and he sees that the window is broken, and, like, there's footprints leaving it. And he's like, oh, he's gone to that place again.
Oh.
And then there's also, you can, like, leave the minigame and, like, go outside, and you can see this little pile of something. People don't know what it is. But, like, people, like, this is, like, after he kills, because it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
It's raining in this minigame, so, and he's, like, speeding down the street, and he's a purple car. How many people have purple cars?
Just purple guy.
Just purple guy. People think that they made him orange because, one sec. Because he, like, now there's two purple guys, and he didn't want people to get confused with the literal purple guy, who's Michael. But then like, purple guy is only purple because he was in the shadows, you know? So he's, like, purple because, like, yeah. Anyway. Then there's this minigame, the Fruity Maze minigame, where you are, like, you're playing, like, an arcade cabinet, and you're, like, collecting fruit. It's basically like Pac-Man. And then the second time you play it, the, like, little person that you're playing as is bleeding, and there's, like, a dead dog, and a car alarm is going off. And so then in the reflection of the arcade, you can see this, like, you can see the girl and Spring Bonnie. So this is, like, him, like, purple guy in the suit, but, like, this is, like, one of his first murders. That wasn't, like, the puppet. So whenever you lose, Golden Bonnie says, he's not dead, he's over here, follow me, because, like, the dog is dead or whatever. And then there's this little girl who's crying. So, okay, this is a video, because this is just so fire. I couldn't just explain it. Like, you need to, like, wait, okay, let me give a little more context. So, you're, like, being spoken to by, like, Henry, this, like, the like, cassette man, the person, like, giving you instructions on, like, what to do is Henry, because, like, you see, like, the file, it's, like, HRY223, so it's, like, Henry, like, HRY is Henry. So basically Henry has created Pizzeria Simulator and is, like, your boss. So let me pull up his speech.
For all those wanting FNAF 6 Henry speech.
FNAF 6 ending, but it's only Henry's speech.
What?
Play it. Okay, here we go.
Okay, good. Now, go!
Oh, wait, actually, wait, I need to explain.
Oh, pause.
So, basically, Baby, like, starts speaking to you, and she's like, you fell into our trap, like, you are so stupid, like, we're gonna kill you now. Like, basically, she's, like, making fun of you. She's like, haha, we killed you, again. So
again,
yeah, like, you fell into our trap. So and then this happens.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Elizabeth. If you still even remember that name, but I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you. Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. I am remaining as well. I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still, and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace, and perhaps more, waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, friend. My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter.
Oh, come on. Why is it glitching?
Guys.
Why is
I
it-
couldn't save you then, so let me save you now. It's time to rest for you and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends, for all of us, in communication.
Chills.
What the fuck just happened?
Chills. Oh my god. Okay, so let me explain this. So in the beginning, he's like, you have all been called here.
Mm-hmm.
So you're the gameplay, you're collecting these salvaged animatronics.
Okay.
So basically, Henry created this fake pizzeria to lure all of the animatronics with the kids' souls in them. He lures them to this pizzeria and then sets it on fire to release the souls.
Uh-huh.
So from this we also find out he's and to my brave volunteer, the person that you are playing as, who found this job listing not intended for you, there was a way out, he was supposed to be oh, thank you for helping me, you can, you don't have to burn too.
Yeah.
But he's but I suspect that's not what you want, because it's Michael Afton, you're playing as Michael Afton, so he wants to die too, he wants to have his soul set free, because he's
He's in the shadows.
exactly, he's literally
literally
purple. Yeah. So he's collecting everyone, so he collects and then that fire line where he's for most of you, I believe there is, more after the shadows, but for one of you, the darkest pit of hell, open and swallow you whole, so don't keep the devil waiting, old friend. That's William Afton. He's talking about, and what it on the screen, it showed, it's Springtrap.
Yeah.
So, this basically is confirming a bunch of stuff. So it confirms that Henry co-created, and they were friends.
Yeah.
And William Afton is the murderer or whatever. He's in Springtrap, and then we find out that the first murder was Henry's daughter. The person in the puppet is Henry's daughter.
Yeah.
Because he's my daughter. That gives me chills every time. I'm oh my god, it's so good.
It's just completes it.
Exactly. It's just perfect. It's such a good, wrapping it all up in a nice little bow. And then there's this little screen that appears sometimes. Or I forget. It's a different ending. But this screen appears, and there's 6 gravestones. It says Gabriel, Fritz, Susie, Jeremy, this hidden name, and then this name up here that no one can read. So these 5, gravestones are thought to be the first missing children incident, the first 5 kids that die.
But didn't we play Jeremy? It was the Bite of 87. wasn't he?
Yeah, and so is Fritz. That's the name of the night guard you play as in FNAF 2. This pisses me off, like, a lot, but no, they're different Jeremys and different Fritz.
Just a coincidence.
Just a weird coincidence. And so people think that Susie is that blonde girl, that, like, dies, and she's in Chica. So, basically the survival logbook, it's an in-game book, like, where Michael Afton is, like, reading it and, like, writing in it. It's, like, an activity book. So basically, there's a bunch of stuff in the security logbook, and I'm not going to go over it. And it confirms that the person you play as in FNAF 4 is Michael Afton, but I'm not going to get into that until later. But basically, we find out this fifth name, like this fifth gravestone, and it's Cassidy, and that's the person who's in Golden Freddy.
Okay.
Yeah. Then there's the last book in the Silver Eyes series. Basically, you learn that the main character is a robot. She's Henry's daughter.
Okay.
And she, like, died as a child, and Henry made a bunch of robots, like, to simulate her growing. So, like, a really real... And she didn't even know she was a robot. So, basically, what we've learned from this is that there can be, like, robots that are so, like, realistic that, like, the robots themselves don't even know that they're robots. This is, like, important later.
That's scary.
So then, this is the Ultimate Custom Night game. And, like, it's supposed to be the last game again. It was released in June of 2018, where basically you have all of the animatronics all together, and you can, like, set their difficulty or whatever. So as you play, you learn about the one you should not have killed. All of the references are, like, referencing the one you should not have killed. They're like, I have word from the one you should not have killed. So basically, like, this is Cassidy.
All the rest of them deserved it, though.
Exactly.
They were tiny little fucks.
They're such losers. They really deserve to die. So she's one of the spirits in Golden Freddy. So there's 2 spirits in Golden Freddy. The reason why we know this is, like, there's this whole other series of books that I didn't even put in here because that would have made this, like, way longer than it should have been. But basically, in that you learn that there are 2 spirits in Golden Freddy. So the first one is the crying child, the victim of the bite of 83, and then the second one is Cassidy, the one you shouldn't have killed. Basically, people think that, like, it's like she was killed, like, extra violently or something like that.
Okay.
So I don't know. And she's, like, vengeful. She's the vengeful spirit.
As she should be.
Literally, like, the cast listing for, like, the voice lines for this girl are the, like, vengeful spirit. So basically, like, the mediocre melodies, you can hear, like, the vengeful spirit, the one you should not have killed, you can hear her voice behind them, like, she's whispering things and, like, they're repeating it. So yeah, this is Cassidy. And then there's, like, a bunch of other important voice lines, but basically from the, like, one of the important ones is Withered Chica says, I was the first, I have seen everything. So people can interpret this in 2 ways, that, like, Chica was the first animatronic, or Chica was, like, the first, like, victim besides the puppet. Yeah. So, like, people think this is Susie.
Okay.
So I don't know why I didn't put this, but basically the gameplay is you are playing as William Afton in like your own personal hell. Like, because all of these, like, they kind of, like, make reference to it. They're, like, basically, like, how about a taste of your own medicine? Mm-hmm. Like, you're being killed over and over and over again by these animatronics that you created. And I'm so mad because this is where the series should have ended, but it didn't. It was rebooted in 2019 with Help Wanted. And I'm going to go over these, like, very quickly because I literally hate this game, and I hate all of the games after it. I think that this series should have ended after Custom Night because it's, like, such a beautiful bookend.
It is.
Like, the spirits have been set free.
And then they're, like, also,
and they're like,
we want to fucking kill you.
Yeah, they're, like, you know, getting their vengeance. So basically, you play as a game tester for Fazbear Entertainment, and so Fazbear Entertainment hired an indie game developer to create the first 4 FNAF games in-game to make light of, like, the murders or whatever, and, like, make them seem like they were just rumors. So, oh my god, it's so stupid. It's literally so stupid, and I hate it so much, and it's so stupid, and why did they do this? It's so stupid. So, like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like,
Kind of.
the games are in games. Ugh, so stupid. So basically you find these cassette tapes of a previous game tester, and she tells you about, like, this glitch, this anomaly in the game, and you learn about Jeremy. Again, the third time this stupid name has come up. Is it the same person? I don't know. It could be the same person, but I really don't know. I don't care. I don't care about
I just want this to be over.
Yeah. Basically, he encountered this anomaly, and, like, he chops his face off.
Oh.
And then the company is sued. And so then Tape Girl, who's, like, giving you instructions or whatever, she tries to delete the anomaly, and then she, like, reintroduces herself, which is weird because she, like, already introduced herself. And then she's like, oh, actually, in order to delete the anomaly, you gotta let it go. Like, you have to release the anomaly. So obviously, whenever she tried to delete it, she was, like, taken over by it.
Oh.
So, here's the anomaly. It's William Afton. William Afton uploaded his digital consciousness into the game and is now, like, possessing and controlling people who play the game.
What the What's going... Scott, sit down.
Literally. This is so stupid, and
That's terrifying.
this is so creepy. This is Glitch Trap. The new villain. He's my William Afton. I hate this so much.
I think I'm Glitch Trap.
Please, no. So then there's this, like, stupid game. It's like a mobile game. Basically, the only thing that's important is you get these emails between Ness and Lewis. So, like, Ness is short for Vanessa. And basically, like, you find out that, like, Vanessa is, like, acting all weird. She's, like, Googling things like help and, like, how to hide a body and stuff like that. So basically, this is, like...
She's on an FBI watch list somewhere.
Basically, this is, like, this is Tape Girl from the game before, where she's, like, was taken over by William Afton, and she's, like, trying to fight back. Like, she doesn't want to be taken over by William Afton, but, like, she's being, like, controlled. And then this was the most recent game. Yeah. I don't like it. Basically, you play as Gregory, a kid trapped inside Freddy Fazbear's Pizzaplex, and it's, like, a giant mall, basically. And you enlist the help of Grandma Freddy to fight against the animatronics and the security guard of Vanessa, which is, like, the game tester from the previous game. They're trying to kill you, and you learn that, like, the Pizzaplex is built on top of the Pizzeria Simulator Pizzeria. So these are, like, your new glam rock animatronics, plus glam rock Freddy, obviously. So there's, like, Vanny is, like, chasing you around. It's, like, basically Vanessa's alter ego. It's, like, her, like, you know, like, whenever she's being possessed by William Afton, she's Vanny. And then you have this, like, mini game where you can play, and if you, like, I don't want to explain it. Basically, people think that Glitch Trap has trapped, like, the good part of Vanessa in this mini game.
Okay.
Yeah. So then there are this Post-it note room where there's a bunch of Post-it notes, like, and they have weird things on them, like binary. It's like, this is home, like, just a bunch of weird stuff on them. And then in the Post-it note room, you have this, like, family table, and, like, does this look familiar? Yes, it's the Afton family.
Oh.
So you can see, this is the mom. This is, like, it's baby.
It's
Elizabeth,
baby.
like Elizabeth,
Yeah.
who, like, inhabits baby, because as you can see, like, the little rosy cheeks. And then this is Michael, and then there's William with a top hat, and there's Crying Child with no head.
Aw. Oh, yeah, because it got bit off.
Exactly. So, what is this Post-it note room? We'll find out later. So, there's this, like, the canon ending is the redemption ending, where basically if you, like, do all of the Princess Quest minigames, and then you release Vanessa from, like, Glitch Trap's control, you get this ending where, like, it's Vanessa and Gregory all eating ice cream with Glamrock Freddy's head, because, like, Glamrock Freddy can't, like, live outside of the pizzeria. I don't know. And then the Pizzaplex burns down. Like, they burn it down, I think. I don't know. I don't remember how it gets burned down. I don't care. I literally
Done.
don't. I don't care, okay? There's, like, a different ending where you learn that Gregory is homeless, which we'll touch on. It's
Literally suck it up.
We'll touch on that later. So basically, this is, like, a DLC to Security Breach, and this was, like, just released in July. I don't know that much about it. You play as Cassie, which sounds really similar to Cassidy, but it's not the same person. At least I don't think. And then you basically are trying to save Gregory. Yeah, and there's, like, the Mimic is, like, trying to chase you, and the Mimic can, like, mimic Gregory's voice. There's 3 different endings. I don't know which one's true. There's one where Gregory betrays Cassie. The second one is Gregory hallucinates in a cave. And then the third ending, Cassie kills the Mimic. I don't know which one's ending, and frankly, I don't care.
Literally, I really don't care.
I literally don't care. So now, we can put this story together. Let me get a sip of water. So, like, any other questions on the games?
I think I'm good. When chronologically, well, I guess this will come out. Okay, wait. FNAF 1 is the 2003 or the 1993 location. FNAF 2 is the Bite of 87 one. FNAF 3, that's the old one.
No, FNAF 3 is in the future. It's the it's like the haunted attraction, like the haunted house.
Oh, yes.
With Springtrap.
Okay, yes. And then the third one is when we find out the purple guy is in Springtrap, or is that the fourth
Yes, that's
one?
the third
one.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fourth one is the one with the crying kid, right?
Uh-huh.
The sister
Crying
location. Or wait, no, but the sister location is a different game.
Uh-huh.
And that one,
You learn about Baby
and
Elizabeth
Michael.
and Michael.
And Michael turns purple. He's literally purple.
Literally purple.
Literally
We
purple.
find out that the Aftons are British.
Which is the scariest part of FNAF.
The scariest part of all of it.
Okay. And then
FNAF 6.
FNAF 6 is with the crazy speech.
Uh-huh. The best speech in
In
video
the
game
labyrinth.
history.
Okay, wait. So Henry kills himself, right?
He does, yeah.
So does he do all this before he kills himself or after?
He kills... Okay, so... In the books, he kills himself, but in the games, he is still alive.
Okay.
So people think that, like, that desk man from, like, FNAF World, they think that that's Henry.
I think it's Henry, too.
But,
I don't
like,
think it's Scott.
I don't know, because he says that he creates Baby, but, like, William Afton created Baby. I don't know. It might just be, like, a representation of Henry from the game, like, from the books, because Henry in the games is very much alive. Like...
Okay.
Henry
Yeah.
Henry from the games, like, kills himself.
He did arson.
Whenever he burns down with, like, everyone else. Whenever he burns to, like, set the souls free. Like, yeah. So basically, this is the story.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
So, William Afton had his own pizzeria where he had, like, the Golden Bonnie and Golden Freddy animatronics.
Okay.
And then Henry had the pizzeria with the mediocre melodies. And these are, like, the old ones, you know? Like, the weird ones.
The irrelevant ones.
The irrelevant ones, yeah, which I love. Mr. Hippo, he's my favorite. But, basically, they joined forces, because, like, they're both pretty... Oh, and Henry also has Chica. Chica's Party World. It's, like, a whole different, like, location or whatever. We learn that name somehow. I don't want to explain it. So they joined forces to create, like, Fredbear's Family Diner, and, like, it gets pretty popular, so they expanded and opened Freddy's Location 1. So William is really jealous of Henry, because whenever they join together, like, Henry's animatronics that he created are a lot more popular than, like, William's. Like, his... whenever they opened, like, the new Freddy's, like, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, the only animatronic that, like, is fully his was, like, Freddy, but, like, the Bonnie one, which is, like, his favorite, like, he loved Bonnie, was, like, turned blue, like, it was originally golden, and so, like, in Fredbear's Family Diner, he have, like, Golden Freddy and Golden Bonnie. But then whenever they, like, created the new ones, like, the actual popular ones weren't golden, so, like, William's mad. Like,
William's pissed.
He's like, what the heck, man?
He said, what am I going to do about it? Kill your daughter.
Wait.
Sorry.
So, next up, the Bite of 83. the bite of 83 happens first. So the crying child is killed in Fredbear's Family Diner, and we know this because it's like got the golden animatronics.
So William's son
Yes, William's son
is just killed.
dies first. Yes.
Wow.
And so William promises, I will put you back together. So if you remember all the way back in FNAF 3, they mention a multiple spring lock failure in a sister location.
Oh, yeah.
So this is it. Because it happens, the phone guy, whenever he said that, he was talking in, like, pizzeria, like the Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, in a sister location, it's Fredbear's Family Diner.
Okay.
So it's not the same, like, pizzeria, but it's, like, a sister location. So that's why this happens at Fredbear's Family Diner. So, and then the multiple spring lock failures, like, because he's crying, that's what causes, like, because these are, like, the spring lock
He was
suits.
going to kiss him, and then the tears, and then,
And then it clamps
I hate it
down
when
on
that
his
happens.
head. Me too. So that's what causes the spring lock suits to be retired, and so now the crying child is in Golden Freddy. So now William is mad because
fucking pissed.
exactly, because the, like, spring lock suits were created by Henry. Like, William at first, he was all about the suits. He had, like, the spring Bonnie suit, like, no animatronic in it at all. But it was Henry's machines that killed his son. So he lashes out, and he kills his one and only daughter, Charlotte. Her name's Charlotte. I didn't mention it until now, but her name is Charlotte.
That's so epic.
So, she's killed either outside of the Freddy's 1 location or outside of Fredbear's Family Diner. I think it's the Freddy's 1 location because the puppet is there. But yeah, so Charlotte now inhabits the puppet. So William now is bloodthirsty.
He just loved killing.
Exactly. So he kills 5 more kids by luring them into the back of the Freddy's 1 location. And this is like the withered animatronics.
Mm-hmm.
So he kills the 4 animatronics, and then the Golden Freddy. People think because like Cassidy, the one you shouldn't have killed, she's in Golden Freddy. So they think that like all of the other people that were like all the other kids that were killed were just kind of like stabbed, shot, whatever, like really lame ways of dying. But people think that he put Cassidy in Golden Freddy.
Okay.
And then, like, spring locked her. And so that was, like, the really, like, violent way, like, the one you shouldn't have killed. So, like, that's how Cassidy died. I mean, people don't know, but yeah. So he stuffs these suits into the withered animatronics. And they're not, like, withered yet, because this is still, like, the first location, but, like, they're the withered animatronics.
They become withered.
Exactly. So then the puppet, sees, it's like the security puppet. So whenever the children are like in the souls, like in the animatronics, they kind of have like their animatronic tendencies, but then also like their children's tendencies. So the puppet animatronic like tendency is like she's the security puppet. So she's like keeping track of like wristbands or whatever. So she sees like sad children. So in order to like, help them like be unsad, she like gives them life by like making them like inhabit the souls of the like inhabit, like their souls inhabit the animatronics. So Freddy's location 1 closes because of like the bad reputation from the murders around it. So then William starts to notice that like the animatronics are kind of acting weird. They're like moving in ways that they shouldn't be. And so he basically suspects that, like, the souls of the kids are in the animatronics. Because he didn't mean for that to happen. He was just, like, really bloodthirsty. He was, like, getting his anger out, He should really go to therapy.
Happens
but, like,
to the best of us.
Yeah, exactly. So he decides to create the Funtime animatronics to specifically kill the kids. Because he basically creates Baby to count, it was, like, the story from, like, Sister Location. He creates Baby to count all of the kids in the room, and when there's only one person in the room, she kills him. Like, she kills that kid. So she's trained to, like, kill a kid.
That's why he doesn't let his daughter play.
Exactly. But she doesn't listen. And she gets killed. So it's closed on the very first day after Elizabeth is accidentally killed by Baby. So William is mad. He's like upset because now 2 of his kids have accidentally died in like
And the
his
second one was entirely his fault.
entirely his fault. So he creates this, like, after Circus Baby's Pizza closes, he creates Circus Baby's Pizza Rentals and builds it under his house in order to keep watch over Michael. So in order to prevent another one of his kids dying, he basically creates, like, these sound illusion discs. It's like the discs from, I forget what it was mentioned. It was from one of the books. But he creates these discs to, like, make experiments, like, to play experiments on Michael. So he's imagining super scary versions of, like, he's dreaming about scary versions of the animatronics. Here is the microphone's the other way. Oops, it's fine. Whoa. Does that work too?
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting. But basically these sound illusions, he's making Michael, like, hallucinate scary versions of the animatronics, so he's scared and doesn't ever want to go to Freddy's. Because if he goes to Freddy's,
yes.
he's probably gonna die.
Why doesn't he just say, don't go near them, they'll fucking kill you, because they've killed your other two siblings?
Because he's a sociopath.
He is just psycho.
So, this is FNAF 4. So, like, FNAF 4, you're playing as, like, a child having a dream. People think that it's Crying Child, but it's actually Michael. Because if you go back, I'm not gonna show it, but basically, like, you can see that the scary versions of the animatronics, Freddy, like, has a mouth in his stomach. So, like, that's how Baby died.
Oh, yeah.
She's scooped into her stomach. So this is, like, an amalgamation of, like, you know, both of his siblings' deaths, of, like, how they died. So Michael, like, feels this immense grief over, like, killing his brother, so he goes to, like, visit his grave, which is that, like, little pile of dirt that we find. And that's why it's, like, Orange Man is, like, he's gone to that place again. He'll be sorry when he's back. And whenever, like, it's... the person at the TV is like, leave him alone, he's had a rough day, because he's been having nightmares about, like, really scary versions of the animatronics. So now, William has already been arrested, like after the missing children incident, but he's, like, let go because of they couldn't find the bodies.
He's a prominent businessman.
Exactly.
He's an upstanding pillar in our community. We need him on the streets.
He needs to stay on the streets. But William sells Fazbear Entertainment and goes into hiding because he knows that the police are after him, and he's you know, being suspected.
So
so I forgot to put this in the slides and I forgot to say it. Henry left the company after his daughter died.
You mean after his daughter was brutally murdered by the co-creator?
No one knows who killed Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
But, you know.
But I thought that this thing where he's like, he went back to that place, I thought that was right after the first murder. Like, when Purple Guy, or William, murdered What's-Her-Face.
You're actually so right. Well, I think I put these bullet points in the wrong place.
It's okay, I'm just curious.
Yeah, I put the bullet points in the wrong place. Oh, okay. You're right. This is when this happens. He keeps going to, like, his, like, he creates the FNAF, like, the bunker under his house to, like, keep watch over Michael, because he keeps leaving. Like,
okay.
To go back to that place.
To the grave.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
To the grave. Yeah. So that's that. I did this wrong, like, in the slides.
It's okay.
Thank you for keeping me on my toes.
You know what? You're so welcome. That's
you're paying
what
attention.
I'm here for.
You're paying attention. This is awesome.
I know.
So then it's been
Scooped. Scooped. Scoop.
So it's
That's
been
how I want to go.
So it's been 4 years. Michael is, like, in his 20s, or he's, like, 18.
Mm-hmm. Still purple.
He's not purple yet.
Oh, sorry.
He isn't scooped yet. So basically, he gets where his father is in hiding, you know, but he finds the bunker. He finds like a note, like on like I think on like his 18th birthday or something. I don't know, a note or like a phone call or something. He gets word from William, from his dad, that's like, hey, your sister is in this bunker under the house, and she is like in baby. Like he basically explains that like Elizabeth is in baby, and he's like, you need to go, but like but baby's AI is currently like taking over her, so you need to go down there and like save her and release her and like put her back together.
And that's why that the premise of FNAF 4?
5, sister location. 5. Yeah. So William's like, all right. Michael's like, okay, cool. Thanks, Dad, for these instructions. So he goes down there, and he slowly starts to realize that those nightmares he had as a kid was his dad's fault. And he realizes, he's like, wait a minute, this bunker is under my house. There's camera footage. I forgot to mention this. There was camera footage of the FNAF 4 house, like in sister location. If you like turned on the computer, you could see like the camera footage. Ew. So he's like, wait a minute. I don't think my dad was a very good guy.
My dad seems to have.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what's going on here. And then so the events from sister location plays out. Michael gets scooped and is now a purple corpse. And so now that he's realized his father is a bad person, he makes it his mission to go and like undo the work of his father. But he goes into hiding because he's literally purple and is a rotting corpse, and he smells. So now Freddy's Location 2 opens in 1987, and it's run by Fazbear Entertainment, and it's no longer like William sold it. But William is pissed because they're opening this new location, and this is whenever they like create the toy animatronics. This is the FNAF 2 location. So they create the toy animatronics because they don't want another like. They
don't want people in them.
They don't want people dying.
Strictly robots these days.
Exactly, and they don't want like they have like the criminal database in them. Remember from all the way back then, the criminal database.
Yes.
So, they do this, and William's like, come on, man, these are my animatronics. What do you mean you're gonna put a security system in them to like, hate me or whatever? So he goes and he kills 5 more kids. So this is referred to as the dead children incident because in FNAF 2, Phone Guy is like, don't listen to what they're doing out there. So there's something happening outside of the restaurant that's like loosely associated with Freddy's. So people think that William is killing kids after they like are going to Freddy's. So like after they go to Freddy's, there are kids that are dying, but there's no like actual direct link or correlation.
Is not causation.
Exactly. So Michael hears about these kids that are dying after visiting Freddy's, and he's like, this has got to be my dad. So he goes after, like, remember Jeremy is moved to the day shift? So he goes, and he's like, he does, like, custom night, but then he gets fired for odor and tampering with the animatronics.
Because he's literally purple.
He's literally purple, and he's tampering with the animatronics because he's trying to free the souls.
Good for him.
So, yeah, but he gets fired.
I also have lost every job I've ever held because of my odor. But that's besides the point.
Yeah. So, William, where he's, like, he's hiding in the safe room. Like, whenever he's like, gone into hiding, William Afton, he's hiding in, like, the safe rooms that are, like, invisible to the, the things. So now he's in the safe room, and he's chilling, but then these dead souls, like, the 5 souls that he, like, just killed, come in because they're not like attached to any suits yet. So they come in and they're like, hey man, what's going on? So he tries to like go in the Spring Bonnie suit because that's the suit. It's Bonnie. Like that's the suit that like he lured them with, but like they know. They're like, you can't trick me. And then he gets spring locked. So that's how he gets spring locked. He's like trying to like, save himself, hide in the like pretend that he's Bonnie, but like he gets trapped. So, then the Freddy's 2 location is closed because of the bite of 87. Jeremy is the victim. And then the safe room is sealed with William in it. So, now this is Freddy's location 3, which is like, it's the like FNAF 3, not FNAF 3, FNAF 1 location. where they're like, all right, one last go. We got this. Like, we're going to get past...
For all the marbles.
Let's get past these rumors. So they open, like, a new location with the leftover animatronics from the like Freddy's one location, but they have like the dead kids in them. So Michael gets the job because he's like, I don't want like my dad to, you know, try and kill more kids. Like he realizes like immediately, he's like, I gotta get on this. So I like try and prevent it from ever happening. But like William doesn't come and kill anyone because he's stuck in the back room in a spring lock suit. But the restaurant is eventually closed because of the odor, you know, because there's like dead kids in there from like 20 years ago. So, yeah, that's the FNAF 1 location. Then there's Fazbear's Fright. 30 years later, Fazbear Entertainment is like, all right, one more time. Let's make it a horror attraction. So then they do this. And Michael, again, is hired because he's like, all right, like Michael is like, he's like I gotta, you know, he's trying
Michael has a savior complex.
Exactly.
Because he killed his brother.
Exactly. So he goes again to become the security guard, and then he actually finds his father's this time.
Aww.
It's Springtrap. He's like, holy shit, it's my dad. So he burns it down because he's like, my dad is a terrible person. So he burns it down, but, you know, Springtrap survives. And then, after Henry left the company, like, he suspected that it was William that was, like, killing all of these people, but he didn't, like, know for sure. But now he's like, I pretty much know. I'm gonna set all of these souls free. So he creates the fake pizzeria to lure all of the souls there, and then sets it on fire, and everyone dies with the pizzeria burns with everyone in it, and all of the souls are set free except for one. So you get this, I had to explain it later, but basically one of the endings, like after you complete Ultimate Customite, you get this like image of Golden Freddy twitching. So basically this is Cassidy. Her soul isn't set free. So she keeps all of the dead children's souls from being like set free to torture William Afton forever. And like all of the animatronics are attacking him over and over and over and over again as like vengeance.
In the custom, what's it called?
Yeah, Ultimate Custom Night, yeah.
Epic.
So this is where the series should have ended. This is such a good ending. And
This is a good ending.
I'm mad at Scott Cawthon.
What is this, Scrap Trap?
No, it's Glitch Trap.
Sorry, Glitch Trap.
Get it together. So basically, Fazbear Entertainment was like, all right, one more time. Let's do this again.
Let's milk this for all it's worth.
So then they created the like indie horror game to like, you know, be like, oh, it was actually all just a rumor. And so then they are lazy, and so they reuse old blueprints, old animatronics, to like create the new animatronics. And so that's how William's soul is in the game. I don't know, okay? Don't ask me.
I don't
because
know
I
either.
really hate it so much. This is what I forgot to mention. Basically, the way that the kids' souls are attached to the animatronics is through remnant. It's basically like human like souls can be attached to like metal. So they're attached to the metals in like the suits. So that's what it is. And remnant can be like released by extreme heat. So that's why Henry burns it down.
Got it.
Forgot to say that.
Smart guy.
Yeah, so basically now, oh, and then like, you know, Vanessa gets like gets possessed by William Afton. And then the Pizzaplex, now Fazbear Entertainment, they're like, all right, everyone thinks that it's all just like rumors. Let's create the Pizzaplex. It's like this huge mall, basically. And then Vanessa, the video game tester, becomes a security guard. And then Gregory, the main character you play as, is a robot. And basically that explains like all of this binary from the Post-it note room. This is like him. He was like a robot at first, and he has like the soul of the crying child in him.
Oh.
And so he's like slowly, like first he was just writing binary, and then he was writing like words, and then he creates this because it's his family, like the little, you know, freaky robot William Afton. I don't know. And then, like, the events of, like, Security Breach and Security Breach Ruin play out. I don't know who built Gregory. Like, this really confuses me because if it was William Afton, why is Vanny trying to kill him? Why is Vanny trying to kill Gregory? That doesn't make any sense. Like, that's your son.
Would it make sense that Henry did it?
It could be. That is one of...
Because he does make really realistic robots, as we know.
Exactly. This is a theory, and I was going to put that, but, like, why would Henry do that? Like, this makes sense. Honestly, I think that's probably true. But, like, Henry's dead.
That's true.
But, like, the Pizzaplex was built on top of, like, the pizzeria simulator pizzeria location, which is where Michael and Henry died. So people think that Glamrock Freddy is, like, is Michael, or at least part of him, because basically William Afton is, like, controlling the animatronics to, like, do, like, his bidding or whatever, but it doesn't work on Glamrock Freddy. Like, Glamrock Freddy's a good guy, and he's helping Gregory.
And he can't live outside of the thing.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they think that he's Michael, and then I don't know who Henry would be. I think it could be Henry. Some people, game theory thinks it's Mrs. Afton.
Fuck no.
Which, like, no, it's not. It's not Mrs. Afton.
Scott would rather die than include a female character.
Exactly. All the female characters die. So yeah, it could be Henry because he can create really realistic robots, but Gregory's a robot. But, like, still, why would... I don't know. Don't ask me. The end. In my opinion, Five Nights at Freddy's should have ended after Ultimate Custom Night.
I think it did.
It was such a beautiful bookend to the story.
It was. Well,
Like, why?
Maybe Scott will say, you know what, guys, we fucked up.
I wish. But Scott doesn't even... He retired from the series.
When?
Like, 2021? It was basically found out that he, like, is a huge, like, Republican and, like, super homophobic and, you know...
Well, yeah, we know, because he doesn't have any female characters.
Exactly. Like, which is crazy, because I think everyone who likes Five Nights at Freddy's is gay. So, like, why would he do that?
There is a pretty strong correlation, yes.
Yeah, so, like, what's going on here? Anyway.
Wow.
The end.
So did he have anything to do with the movie?
He did. He did have... Like, he's just not involved with the games anymore.
Okay.
But the movie, he did very healthy. One sec. He posted in, like, 2021. One sec. Scott Cawthon rejected movie ideas. He posted like a Steam post, I think, of all of the ideas that he rejected for the movie. Because he, like, hated them. Wait.
As he should. But what is the movie that they landed on? Like, what is it about?
Mike. But it's hard to explain.
Okay, you have to be there.
You gotta watch it.
Bad news about the FNAF movie.
So basically, these are all of the, like, this was in 2020 that he released this, I'm pretty sure. So these are, like, all the ideas. It was, like, group of teenage troublemakers breaking into Freddy's, chaos ensues. The plushies take Manhattan. The random Charlie screenplay. The Silver Eyes screenplay. The pawn shop screenplay, like a kid finds an animatronic and brings it in. The Cassidy screenplay. The Misfit Kid screenplay. A single mom brings her new kid to town, finds Freddy's, hilarity ensues.
I love just, like, the blanket term, chaos ensues. Hilarity ensues.
I know.
Things happen.
Things happen. The Ghost Trackers, a group of amateur ghost trackers sneak into the abandoned Freddy's. Another Ghost Tracker variations. It includes the Funtime animatronics. And then the Mike one is the one that they chose. It's like, it's like similar to the books where it's set in the same universe, but it's not the same story.
Okay.
Like, some of it is similar. There are similarities. I don't want to spoil it.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So that is the story of Five Nights at Freddy's.
I like feel this is good.
This is good.
Like I feel glad that I understand this now. Okay, now we're playing Five Nights at Freddy's.
This is the gameplay.
Thank you.
Just
for
in case
letting
you
me
were
know.
wondering.
Yeah, no, I was never really like into it. Like I never played it.
Really? I played it like heavily when I was a kid.
But did we ever find out who Phone Guy is?
He's just an employee.
He's just a guy,
He's just some guy.
not Purple Guy.
Not Purple Guy.
How could anyone ever think that Phone Guy is Purple Guy?
What an idiotic thing to think.
Stupid.
Yeah, basically people thought that it was Phone Guy because like that thing that Purple Guy's holding looks like a phone.
Yeah, well, okay, like, didn't Matt Pat say something like, you know, Scott probably didn't know what this was going to become when he made the first FNAF.
Exactly. Like
So-
he had no idea. Scott Scott says that he had like the whole like he said at the time of making FNAF 2 he had up until FNAF 4 planned out, which is so untrue. Like I believe he probably had FNAF 3 planned out, but not FNAF 4 because like he admitted that he only created FNAF 4 because people thought that FNAF 3 wasn't scary.
Yeah, and didn't he say something about the box, too? How he changed his mind about the box?
Yes, he said that he admitted on like a Reddit post or something that he made, along with the box, he made a small retcon that literally no one noticed. So like, what's going on here? And I totally forgot to mention this. There was this huge, like, it was like this live stream that what's it called? That Matt Pat did, and Scott started like responding to the things that he said, and he would say these really vague statements like what's seen in the eyes of what's seen in the shadows can be easily misunderstood by the eyes of a child, and why is Toy Chica missing her beak, which is basically like one of the kids that's like bullying crying child in the mini games in FNAF 4. She has like little toys on the ground, and Toy Chica, her beak is on the ground.
Ooh.
And in FNAF 2, whenever Toy Chica goes to like kill, she takes off her beak for some reason. And so basically this created dream theory, which is basically like a huge meme because it's obviously not true, but like it's all a dream. Like that was basically the theory.
Oh.
And like
Cop out.
yeah, like Scott like it was trying to like give like hints and clues or whatever, but it was just like crazily misinterpreted into being dream theory. So we never spoke to the community ever again. Like he never gave hints ever again.
We don't want his hints. We're doing
Exactly.
fine on our own. Phone Guy is Purple Guy.
I still believe
Read it and weep.
I still believe it.
It could be.
Could be.
You never know.
I think it is. You know, I believe it.
I
Because I mean, what is he carrying? It's gotta be a phone.
It's a purple banana. It's literally purple.
It's literally purple. And they scooped him out and put an endoskeleton in him.
No, I'm telling you, scooping is the way to go. I want to
Exactly.
be scooped when I go.
There's something I forgot. Like, there's this really iconic voice line that, like, Scrap Trap says, and he's like, I always come back. It's just really iconic. It's like William Afton, he says that. And it's in the movie, and I freaked out. But yeah. I always come back.
Wow, I'm excited to see this movie now.
It's it's pretty good. There's this one scene that like geeks me. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's a very troll. Like Scott loves to troll his fans, and it's such a troll scene.
I expect nothing less from a homophobe.
Honestly, I mean, I think Scott is such a silly guy. Besides, like, you know, the whole homophobia thing, like he's so silly.
He just doesn't know any better.
He like donated to Donald Trump, and you know, like,
At least he's sticking to his guns.
I don't know.
Hey, there's no such thing as a wrong answer, just a lack of conviction.
Mm-hmm.
That's been my new motto recently.
Yeah.
It's because I sent out a playlist for the Halloween party for everyone to add stuff, and I said, add what you want to hear. There are no wrong answers. Simply a lack of conviction.
So true.
And if you stick to your guns, you can defend anything. Well, not in this case. Pause. Not Scott.
Charlotte is homophobic. Charlotte agrees with Scott Cawthon.
I do.
100%.
I agree. What was it? The eyes of a child's shadows.
Yeah,
and
what's seen in the shadows can be easily misinterpreted by the eyes of a child.
Is he calling us children? He's also a pedophile? What the fuck?
People thought it was like, remember when Crying Child saw, like, Purple Guy put the head on a suit?
Oh, yeah.
So they thought that he was stuffing him, like, they thought that, Crying Child thought that he was stuffing them in the suits. I don't know.
She's losing steam, everyone.
I don't know.
Don't care. I just work here.
I just work
I
here.
literally just work here.
I don't know what it means.
Wow.
And I noticed how I didn't say what the box was. It's because I don't know.
No one knows.
I don't know
Not
what's in
even
the box.
Scott, apparently.
Scott changed what's in the box, whatever that means.
Wow. But, like, what's the significance of the box?
So, exactly. I just want to ask him. Like,
We should get Scott on the podcast.
you know what's so funny? Scott, like, doesn't do interviews. He's only ever done one interview, and it was when Dawko, which is, like, a FNAF, like, YouTuber, beat 50-20 mode on Ultimate Custom Night, where he basically, like, you set all of the animatronics on the highest difficulty, and Scott was
Damn.
like, if you do it, I'll do an interview. Wow. And he did the interview, and it was, like, he didn't reveal anything. He was just like development stuff. I was like, lame.
Did What's-His-Face ask the right questions?
Like, some of them, he's like, which ending? And first of all, I hate Dawko's voice. He's like the annoying British. It's like, so, which ending of FNAF 3 is canon? And Scott was like, I can't answer that. Like I just hate
Which
Dawko's.
one?
That's literally his voice. I hate it. Yeah, he's like that annoying kind of British.
As opposed to the pleasant British,
There really
which
is no...
doesn't exist.
Yeah, there's no pleasant British, but there are some that are better than others.
Yeah, well...
Daddy, why won't you let me play with her?
Daddy?
Father, it's me, Michael. I did it. They were right where you said they would be. They were all there. I have the whole speech memorized.
Wow, I'm so glad that I got to hear that one speech from FNAF 6 or whatever.
Chills. Every time.
Chills. Thank you, Henry, for fucking delivering.
Literally, like, he ate and delivered. He like, murdered William right there with that, like, there's a,
There's
like,
eternal damnation.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Damn.
don't keep the devil waiting, old friend. Like,
He didn't need the fire.
Yeah.
That was heat enough.
He passed away right there. Oh my god. I love it so much. I love it so much. They can't, like, and then what happened? The series just went so downhill.
It did.
They really were like, let's put William's digital consciousness into a video game. I hate it. It makes me angry.
It's very frustrating.
Makes me really angry.
Wow. You could start a career as a FNAF YouTuber. I see it in your future.
I could. I really, really could. I have this like thing from the movie that, like, no one is talking about that, like, I need people to speak on. I can't say it right now because it's a spoiler, but, like, I need people to speak on it.
Then speak on it. We'll do another. We'll do
a
a
little update.
yeah
Yeah.
post movie update.
Mm-hmm. Are we gonna watch the movie tonight?
Let's watch it right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Okay. Bye.